Okay, so are we live? Are we live? I think we are live, right? We should be. We should be live. Yeah. Yay. So how's everyone been doing? How has everyone been doing? Wait a minute. Wait. Why is that the? Hold up. This cannot. Um. That cannot be the thumbnail. We're not doing a late night Friday stream thumbnail. Not doing a late night Friday stream. I'm gonna do this instead. I'm using this. There we go. I changed it. Yay. So how's everyone been doing today? How has everyone been doing? I'll wait for some people to join and then we'll start. You know, just wait for some people to join and then we'll start. I'm gonna eat some watermelon. So I'm gonna move the mic. Hello, Rosiotis. Hello, Rosiotis, if you didn't hear me. My mic was just away from my mouth. Because I'm eating watermelon. So, we're just waiting for people to join. And then we'll start. Wait for a couple people. I'll wait for a couple more minutes and then we'll start. If no one joins, I guess I'll just watch by myself. But I don't really care. Can wait on people to join. I think I'll start right now. This is my first ever time reacting to this. Be a blind reaction, so let's go.
So it's been about 14
Oh my god, that's so like...
So it's been about 14 months since I announced my 5th creator contest, the Jam Gauntlet contest. What I didn't expect when I started was for some of the entries to blow up into mainstream GD as like pretty well-known classic levels, but we'll get around to that later. I want to be honest and upfront in the opening of this video, so let me tell you where things are at. A long time ago, I came up with an idea. I thought it would be cool to have a series of levels where the player has to collect a different artifact of some kind. I went with gems because I have no originality and just basically ripped off the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic. Now after making 2 levels in this series, I pretty quickly realized that this is a massive amount of work and eventually decided to turn to crowdsourcing for the rest of them. But if I'm being honest, since crystals again, and if I do, it'll be very minimal stuff.
Wait, what did you say before?
And just basically ripped off the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic. Now after making 2 levels in this series, I pretty quickly realized
Let me turn on captions.
That this is a massive amount of work, and eventually decided to turn to crowdsourcing for the rest of them. But if I'm being honest, since I originally came up with this idea, I've completely lost interest in it. I don't know if I will ever do anything with these crystals again, and if I do, it'll be very minimal stuff. That feels kind of weird to say. It's kind of hard to say when this contest has blown up to just the proportions it has. But I'm a grown-up, I have to make hard decisions sometimes. Still, I wanted to send this series off with a bang, and a bang it will get. In this video, I will be going through the 10 best entries, along with quite a few honorable mentions. These levels were judged not just by me, but by me and my lovely team of judges. These guys really helped a lot. It's nice to not have the entire responsibility of the placement of each levels go like completely on me. It's kind of gives me some peace of mind. So yeah, you should give them all a warm thank you. Except Foxycat, who didn't judge a single entry, but they did make this art. What's the art for? Well, I'm glad you didn't ask. I personally will select 5 of my favorite levels from the top 10 for my very own Jam Gauntlet. This will be slightly different from the top 5 winners. I'll try to select an even spread of difficulties, and also focus on levels with a memorable theme. These will be canon to the Jam Factory universe. But without further ado, here's some honorable mentions. Yeah, we'll get to the results eventually. Hey, surprise! I'm actually recording this part later, so after working on this video for a while, I really felt like I should add more honorable mentions than I had. So the voiceover for most of these is being recorded separately. I thought I'd start our honorable mentions off with places 20 through 11. This contest had so many good entries, and I'd feel kinda bad about not at least mentioning these. So at 20th place we have Water Factory by Waterbound. Most of this deco is pretty solid, though this wave part falls off a lot, kinda out of nowhere. This was one of many factory-themed entries. SS Wubbaduck by Mr. Sock is a pretty solid level. While its decoration isn't quite on par with our top 10, I didn't see any other spaceship-themed levels, and I think that could have been a really cool premise for the gauntlet. The Biggest Heat by Albergrasser is very well put together visually, though the theme doesn't really immediately jump out to me. And yeah, these levels just keep getting better. The Time Machine by Veyulina is an overall pretty cool looking level with a really fun premise and really good energy. Though the song cuts off in this one part in a way that feels really jarring, and it did lose a few points for that. Red World by I'm not gonna read that, is an absolute carb-filled delight. The creator may not have cooked with this one, but they sure as hell baked. Forbidden Shrine by Bloxy Does GD is rated 9 stars on the servers, but was intended to be a demon, and it's not getting in the gauntlet, so it's fine to include it here. There were a few desert-themed levels, but this is one of the best. Very fun and looks pretty polished. Sewer Scaperer by I'm a Yellow Guy has a pretty unique theme. Didn't really see sewer themes done that much. This level looks very nice, pretty polished, though it does play it very safe. The level looks pretty samey throughout, and it doesn't
see any sewer themed levels either, but like, I don't know. I think what they called One Bad Apple was like sewer themed for like 3 seconds, so I think that's what counts as a sewer themed level instead of a school in the
Doesn't
school.
really try a lot just outside of looking nice. Dead Sea Ghosts by Noisy is a very unique entry. I don't really know what the theme is. This might be referencing something I haven't seen. This also doesn't really fit the contest style, but it's a sick level either way. I love Northwest Manor by Rocky 105. Haunted House is surprisingly a pretty underdone theme, and this level pulls it off really well. Would have been kinda cool if this placed, not gonna lie. It's just a bit rough around the edges and parts. Bonus points for the Gravity Falls reference though. And finally, our 11th place entry is Cloudtop Journey by J07. Messy in parts and pretty derivative of Glorious Fortress. This level could stand to do its own thing more. I did want you all to use a similar style to me, but a good few levels feel like they copy more than just the style of Glorious Fortress or Cellar Path. They copy a lot of specific like designs and aspects, and some levels just straight up parts of Glorious Fortress and Cellar Path. This level isn't as bad as a lot of those entries though. Its offenses are pretty minor. This mostly placed so high because the energy is done really well. The sound effects in this level are a little too loud, but other than that, the music representation is really good. If you want to see exactly how all the levels in this contest were ranked, you can check out the form in the description that me and the judges used. 59 separate entries ended up being judged, so you can go ahead and have a look at those. But without further ado, it's time for the top 10. Yeah, we're actually doing that now. Good old 10th place. We've got a bit of a history together. Anyway, at 10th place we got Runaway Rail. The fact that a level this good is 10th place in my own contest kind of blows my mind. The decoration is super polished, the world feels very dynamic and alive. I especially really love that Xenix, the creator, made a little story around how the player gets the red crystal. In classic Western fashion, you rob it from the nearby bank and you gotta fight the sheriff to keep it. This is a lot cooler than what most levels did, which was just stick the gem at the end and call it good. Didn't really do more than that. To be fair, in Glorious Fortress and Cellar Path I did kind of just stick the crystal at the end, so I'm not surprised most people did that, but I like that this level does more. This level also has one part where the train explodes and the camera spins around and round as you try to escape its scattered debris. This is very similar to a certain part in the event level Noelle Electra, but honestly, even if the execution is simpler here, I kind of like it more. The gameplay is pretty fun, although I will complain that the entire level is just cube game mode. It's kind of interesting what they were going for, but I feel like it would have been better if they just changed up the game mode some more. The decoration isn't the most impressive in this contest, but it's still pretty solid, and overall this is a pretty fun level.
I can't build a horse, but what is that? Why does the horse look like that? What'd you do to the poor horsey? Or pony, or whatever it is. Bro, why does it look like that? Ooh. Sick transition. That's sick.
To continue our
why
honorable
is that
mentions, we have the Not Mayo Volcano by Super King Fisher at 59th place. I totally forgot to mention, I had a few people go through all the entries and curate specific levels that were actually worth judging, and so we didn't go through all like 200 entries in the forum, we only went through like a fourth of them. Which is why cc5 machine wasn't last place. I'm not entirely sure why this was curated, but there isn't any mayo I could see, so the name doesn't lie. For our next honorable mention, we have Ocean Dive by Carbonok at 24th place. Some of you might be a little surprised to see this not in the top 10. The level looks amazing and plays really well, don't get me wrong. It's just that it's kind of a one-for-one recreation of Crust Cove from Pizza Tower. Now, I'm just as unhealthily addicted to Pizza Tower as the next guy, one of my favorite.
Why is it so laggy? Why is the video so laggy?
Games, but me and the judges were kind of looking for a bit more originality from these entries. Still, outside the context of this contest, I really like this level. It's fun and a nice nod to one of my favorite games. Oh my god, Pizza Tower's so good. Do yourself a favor, buy it on Steam right now. And speaking of Steam, at 9th place we have It's Steampunk by Minigun GD77. I like this level, though I don't entirely agree with its placement. I think its decoration is pretty messy and unpolished. Most of the judges seem to really like its gameplay, though it's not personally my taste. This level throws a lot of rapid inputs and game mode changes, and is overall pretty hard to read, which is never something I prefer in levels. I always prefer when levels have simpler, like more gimmicky gameplay that's more timing and control based. Still, even if I don't like it, I guess this gameplay score speaks for itself. Overall, I think this is still a pretty cool level with a lot of charm. Steampunk also wasn't a theme we saw that much of. The music representation and energy are really good, and overall a pretty solid level that I can't complain got 9th.
No, Mrs. Benson, nothing's wrong. We're just checking that.
At 57th place, we have The Pink Storm by Yeet Mist 2. I just find it funny how most of the level
Because the Stellar Path and Glorious Fortress sticks like a tower theme, and it feels it feels like you're going through a tower to get a crystal that's being protected. Same thing with Skeletal Shenanigans, except it's by skeletons and they just want to steal it. But Steampunk, it feels like they just added the crystal at the end and then they just challenge you to get it. And they weren't even bothered, and it didn't even bother to protect it, so that doesn't really seem that great. The pink
is purple and not pink, despite the name. Pretty strong opening, though. At 54th place, we have Exploration Diary with 2 Ys by Zien. This level is cool. It has some genuinely impressive animations, though, which is crazy, since most of the level looks like, well, this. And finally, for this batch of honorable mentions, we have Jungle Overgrowth by Ghostly. I have to admit, this is a level. 10th place. Now, let me riddle you this. Where do you think your minerals, really come from? The ground? Think again. And number 8, we have Mineral Company by Dead 4 Beats. This is a really cool looking level with a solid theme and pretty solid progression. The art style is clearly a bit reminiscent of 2003 Devon, but it still fits within the general style this contest was going for. This level also has some pretty cool aspects that are unique to it, specifically. Detailed parallax backgrounds like this one aren't quite like anything else I've seen, and they add a lot of immersion. I really like them. The gameplay isn't anything amazing, but it's pretty good. Overall, a very solid level.
The beginning could use the blocks aren't good, but the spikes, I think the spikes could. The simplicity looks nice, but I think it could be a little better.
Who wants some?
Oh, that was like an electro. That part was like an electro. Metropolitan or Standards are gonna be the top 5. I mean, they are, but I don't think they're gonna be like top 2. I don't think that's each other because of like all these results. Why does he look beat up?
Mineral Company wasn't the only Devon-styled level in this contest. Mud Bulwark by Thicken sits at 31st place. Overall, I think this is a pretty solid level with some great vibes. I mostly placed it as low as I did for 2 reasons. One is that while Mineral Company took some inspiration from Devon's levels, this looks much more like it really is just straight up a Devon level. The gameplay is also not that good. Cool level though. My favorite part is probably these low poly looking backgrounds that remind me of like N64 or PlayStation graphics. I think it's a cool aesthetic and it fits the level. Unmatted sits at spot 53. This is a pretty decent level, but it's just like a design level. It looks like this was originally made for a different contest and just kind of thrown into this one. So yeah, I don't really know what you expected, Sidorf. Now at number 7, we have what's probably the funnest level in this entire contest. The Underground by Funky Fries has the highest gameplay score out of any entry, being just 4 points shy of a literal perfect score. Seriously, this is a blast to play and I'd highly recommend going for it. The decoration is also pretty good, very clean and well put together. The energy in this level is done really, really well, which works in tandem with the clicked, synced, and well-flowing gameplay to create a really, really fun experience. The only thing I'll really criticize about this level is that it does have a pretty big lack of originality. This level uses quite a few ideas from Glorious Fortress at the beginning, and I don't mind that too much, since it's a small portion of the level, and I can see the idea that this level is like supposed to branch off of the same general area Glorious Fortress takes place in, but then the theme after that is underground, which kind of is just the same as Cellar Path. And a lot of these designs, especially the way these bricks are laid out, does feel very just taken from Cellar Path. But at least other than those things, this level does have a unique identity of its own. It doesn't completely copy Glorious Fortress in the same way some of these levels did, but I have to admit, it would have been really cool to see what Funky Fries could have pulled off if they were to use more of an innovative theme. Either way,
Sorry,
it's
that's
still a
kinda glitchy, I
fantastic
just don't know
level,
why
and
it is.
huge congrats on getting the weekly demon.
Well, not glitchy, but I don't know why it's not. Bro, why is it so glitchy? Why is it so glitchy? This is a huge yeah, it's not. Great. Ay, ay, ay. What the lag? Not me. Not the game who's lagging.
Our next honorable mention is Robotic Arm by Gold Source. This is a really cool level, but sadly, it wasn't submitted in the form or created for this contest in the first place. Just barely making it into the top 50, we have Stew Factory by French Stew. This level's just funny. And Tori goes so hard. At 43rd place, we have Crystal Caverns by Nemo Ding. This is a cute level with a lot of
Sorry, I'm pausing, but I have to check studio. I have no idea what's going on right now. I don't care about that. I don't care about this thing. I just don't know why it's like this. Why is it so poor? Why? Back. Anyways, we're back now.
charm, and Nemo made a series on their channel about building this, and I think that's pretty cool. You should check it out. While the Underground is the most fun level in this contest according to its score, Weird Fishes by Aikati also has pretty incredible gameplay. And that's kind of extra impressive considering this is an insane demon, so the bar is a lot higher. This level was barely turned in on time. The only reason it made it is because I left the form open while we were judging, so we're pretty lucky to have it. This level is honestly incredible. The only reason it didn't place a lot higher than it did
I'm gonna have to pause it real quick. I'm gonna end stream real quick because I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to end stream real quick. Oh, hold up. Wait. No, yeah, I'm gonna have to end stream and then. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'm gonna end stream and then I'm gonna hold up. But no, I don't know what keeps going on. I'm gonna end stream real quick and then I'm gonna restart.